Good morning and welcome back to Namibia Media Holdings live coverage of elections 2019. Now, Toivo, yesterday the Namibian House went to the polls. They have voted, and today obviously the focus moves to election results, and we'll be taking a look at those a bit later on. So yes, interesting. I was driving home quite late last night and around just before and just after 9 o'clock, and I saw at polling stations still hundreds of people queuing with a police official in the back looking that no latecomers joined. Did you also observe some of these scenes?
Yeah, Danny, it has been a long night, I think, especially for the ECN officials, because as of 8:30 last night, there were mobile polling stations where the officials didn't arrive yet. So they were told to remain put while those mobile teams were still arriving there. So because the rule, of course, is to say if we're already in the queue by that time, just stay there, you'll be given a chance. We saw in Ongwediva last night people even trying to leave stations where they were and running to where the officials were, hoping that maybe they would catch them there, which was a bit dangerous because if you were just joining the queue that time, then you could be turned away. So the wise thing last night was to stay where they were so that they can be attended to.
Now, yes, of course, if you are on social media, flying all over the world, the country and the world for that matter, is already the results at specific polling stations as they were put up. That's a legal obligation.
Yes.
But it's important also, things look very interesting,
yes,
but it's important also not to make unfounded predictions, etc. So today we are also going to stick on this show with two results that the ECN has already verified.
Yes, Danny,
we'll get to the
we'll
tablet,
we'll get
to
later,
the new technology a bit later.
Yeah.
But just to chat, interestingly enough, we've got an abacus here on our desk now. That's old technology,
yes,
used to count, and obviously with the EVMs and electronic technology, we are now in a completely a new age. So
yes,
we hope the results will start coming in sooner rather than later.
We saw already some electronic stuff coming through, and the counting, I suppose, will be very much faster this time around. As a matter of fact, ECN told us that they will deliver in the shortest possible time, so hopefully they will keep their word.
Now, yes, interestingly enough, 5 years ago in 2014, it took 5 days.
Yeah.
5 days before ECN had the official announcement of final results, which were televised live as well by the NBC, etc. And ECN actually said maybe late today, and it seems now maybe tomorrow morning early. Do you think the public expect much more speed with these announcements this time around?
Very much, very much. I have people on my phone asking me, "Oh, what is the results? What is?" I'm telling them, take it easy. We're still waiting. Also, of course, when you are in this space of media, people expect that you are the central source of some of this information. But we are likely to see results coming out. I don't know when. I don't want to speculate, but much faster this time around.
Are we going to also stick to the same format than yesterday? So we've got Jo Marie in studio, and we're going to look at some video material from the regions.
Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning, Namibia. Yes, we're taking you back to last night, showing you some clips about the last minutes of voting. Now, all these video clips we're going to show you, they were sent in by Adolf Kaura. And the first one is an interview with Johan Bronkhorst, and that is in the Arandis constituency.
Mr. Johan Bronkhorst, you've cast your vote today. How do you hope that your vote would impact society?
Well, I hope to make a difference. Everybody have a chance to make the difference. This is for our children. We all know how it's going in the country at this stage, so everything can be better now from here on if anyone vote for the correct party.
Next up, we're looking at the last few voters at the Bakanya Youth Centre, and that is in Henties Bay.
In the final hour of the voting process, we are seeing voters trickling in at the Bankonja Youth Center to exercise their democratic right to vote here in Henties Bay.
Following are the last moments at the Kamwandi Primary School, also in Henties Bay.
As you can see, we are at the Kamwandi Primary School polling station, and there are currently no voters here. The officers are hard at work getting the final nitty-gritties and all the other details in place before the results are revealed.
Still in Henties Bay, Adolf says that residents made it on time to vote in at the Philadelphia Kindergarten polling station.
It's the final stretch at the Philadelphia Kindergarten polling station, and it seems to be a better turnout here in the last hour as people are practicing their democratic right to vote.
Our last clip from Adolf shows the last 5 minutes of voting at the Henties Bay Community Hall polling station.
These are the last 5 minutes of voting at the Henties Bay Community Hall polling station here in Henties Bay. And as you can see, no voters. Everyone has voted, and we have seen a very good turnout at this polling station. People have come as very, very early as 6 o'clock, as early as 6 o'clock in the morning. We even saw the mayor, His Worship Herman Honep, cast his vote here. So all the officials are just busy getting quiet and getting ready for the storm that is ahead. That is now the counting process, and to reveal the results to the nation.
Gentlemen, that's all I have for you for now, but I'm busy compiling some very interesting clips, and I'll see you in a while.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much, Jomari. Yes,
Yeah.
Toivo, I think also we saw the Henties Bay, and it was a picture yesterday. I think we saw regularly the small towns where there's less people. It seemed the process ran much more smoothly than in the biggest centers. This was also admitted by ECN late yesterday during their news conference. So especially in the urban areas where there's a lot of people, there were still queues late night, but maybe we must be positive as well. We know there were disruptions and delays, but it's a good sign that people were still queuing at 9 and later even in the evening, because that's good for democracy. If people didn't want to vote, you wouldn't see lines.
I think the hunger, Denny, for voting this time around was so high. The appetite was so high. That's why people are still comparing so much this election with 1989, because the last time we saw so much hunger, people wanting to vote, was 30 years ago. So I'm not surprised at all. People literally were crying yesterday to say, but you know, how do I cast my vote? But to see people going into the wee hours of the night just to cast that vote, I think it tells you just that our democracy is maturing, the appetite for voting is maturing, and that's a good thing.
We're going to look now at today's newspapers. Toivo is the editor of Namibian Sun, so we're going to start by looking at a Namibian Sun's front page for today. That's Thursday, 28 November 2019. And Toivo, yes, just tell us a bit about the front page here.
Well, the front page really, Danny, is about this fish rot saga that continues to drag on. It continues to, new developments continue to emerge this time around. Yesterday, we know now that 6 suspects in this case were arrested. And in the picture there is Ricardo Gustavo, who is one of the suspects, walking back to his cell just after casting his vote at the Seis police station in Commerce.
And then on page 3, you've got a story there again, and they're in the news very often, Air Namibia. So, what is the latest there?
They are saying that, as a matter of fact, management of Air Namibia is threatening to close down the company because they are saying that the 2.5 billion bailout that they've asked for, if it doesn't arrive anytime soon, the airline will probably have no choice but to close down. I don't know whether that is just a political statement to squeeze funds out of the state coffers, but otherwise, we all know that the situation at Air Namibia is very delicate.
Yes, and I mean, people thought also, or saying they didn't want to decide about Air Namibia before the elections because it's a political issue as well.
Yes, yes.
We're going to look at Republicaan's front page. Now, the same two stories there on Republicaan's front page. The fishing quota saga, and as well then a report on the elections of yesterday. And on page 2, we want to also show you there's a little infographic that you can look at, and when the results start coming in today, that is some of the key issues you can watch. For example, a lot of eyes on the voting percentage that President Hage Geingob will get. That was 87% basically 5 years ago. And it seems there's a lot of pressure on that support. And you can look also there at constituencies where the opposition was stronger, etc. And in tomorrow's newspaper in Republikaan, we'll follow up on that and also give you the latest on that. We're quickly also going to go to the front page of Allgemeine Zeitung. And yes, our German colleagues, they're focusing on exactly the same two stories as well, the elections and the fishing quota saga. And then on page 3 is a story about the ever-growing charcoal industry in Namibia. Now, these people came together to look at improving production, etc. And that story you can also read in Republikaan's issue of today. We're going to take a short ad break. Yes, we're going to the coast now where we have our colleague Otis Fink on the line. Good morning, Otis.
Good morning, Danny.
Now, where are you exactly at the moment, and what is happening?
I can reveal that the votes for the presidential election have been counted or collated. We had 19 stations, 3 mobile, and 16 stationary stations. 18,201 persons voted here in Johannesburg. And as we all know, presidential candidates. And Dr. Ipula got the most votes, 8,906 votes, followed by President Hage Geingob with 6,372 votes in second position. And then also McHenry Venani with 1,240 votes. in the third position at this point in time. They are now busy collecting the the next phase of the vote. And yes, the last station last votes to arrive at this station here at the in Swakopmund, the collection center was mile 4, and those votes only came in the EVMs only arrived at 7:30 this morning. So results trickled in. We had some hiccups at some of the polling stations. For instance, at one of the centers, the Maraskia Community Hall, they posted a police officer at the end of the line at 9 o'clock. And then when 9 o'clock arrived, the time, they took all people into the hall and locked the doors. And moments after that, a group of gentlemen arrived and they wanted to vote. So the police had to come in and disperse the crowd. So yes, besides that, we had a very peaceful process.
Otis, the mood outside on the streets amongst the people, what is that like? I mean, a lot of these results has been shared by people, and is there already a bit of celebrations or anything going on?
Personally, it's as if I'm attending a funeral at this polling station here, Swakopmund. Very somber mode, but I am sure the celebrations will, as results trickle in, the celebrations will definitely kick off. A very huge contingent of the youth were present, and you know the youth likes to party, so we can look forward to one hell of a party. But bear in mind, it's only for Swakop. It's only for Swakop. The rest of the country still needs to speak, and we are waiting patiently for their voices to be heard.
Otis, just a quick one here. What you just said is actually about what I was about to ask, and that is to say, the coast, again, what you're talking about essentially is the coast in the true sense of the word coast. And probably it's not a reflection of the entire Erongo region. How is it likely to emerge in terms of the rural areas of Erongo? Are we likely to see the same trend, or would we see a tale of two results from the same region?
I think there will be a split of votes. The ruling party have definitely suffered some major losses, and as we've heard yesterday, right throughout our program, corruption is a very big concern and is being blamed for voters' apathy in this election. And then also the youth have emerged, you know, and they are forced to be reckoned with, you know. So in generally speaking, we know it's basically young people that voted, most of them here in these areas. That's what I observed, you know. So yes, we wait on the north. We know that's where the power of the decisive voice lies. So maybe not. We don't know. But at this point in time, Dr. Itula in the lead. Not a very strong lead, but he's in the lead.
Thank you very much, Otis. That was Otis Fink reporting from Swakopmund with some results there. Now, Toivo, yes, I think what Otis said there is very important as well. And I don't know, we might have younger viewers that weren't of voting age in 1989, because the formerly called DTA were also very positive, and then the results from the north came in and the picture changed very much. So I think people out there must also, like Otis said, let's wait and see. The whole country, the whole Namibian house must first speak.
Yes, I think it's important. There's a funny story that I'll tell you now, Danny, of a man in the former Caprivi region. He was DTA diehard, and he had a shop there in that region. And as you said, DTA was winning that time, and the man opened up his shebeen and said, people must come and drink for free. And later the results actually changed, and DTA was losing. He never recovered from that since then.
Yes, so we also urge you, if you are going to start celebrating, please do it responsibly. We've got enough deaths on our roads. Please don't drink and drive. Now, results are coming in, and we're going to look next at Namibia Media Holdings elections websites and show you physically on the screen how you can go about to view the latest tallies with the constituencies that's already been officially announced. Yes, Toivo, just tell our readers first, and on top we see immediately you go to elections.my.na, and Toivo will show you how to maneuver on this website, whether it's on your PC, on your tablet, or on your telephone.
So that is the website. It gives you a number of options. Of course, what we are interested in at the moment is the 2019 Namibian elections. You click there, and you then have all these options here. You have political parties. You have on the left side, and then on the right side you have presidential candidates. And this is real-time election results as supplied by the ECN, so it's not our own making. From there you go to you have the 2019 results, which will then give you all the options there that you may want to go for. For example, we can click on Namibian elections. As a matter of fact, that's where we're coming from. We can just go to 2019. Maybe what is most interesting at the moment is the presidential elections so far. And this is how it looks like at the moment. You have President Hage Geingob leading strongly, maybe not too strongly in the context of what we know historically, but he's in the lead with 53% of the vote cast so far. Dr. Itula is second with 19.2% of the vote so far, followed of course by Swartboy of LPM at 11% of the votes, and Mark Henry Venani fourth with 7.1% of the vote. So what you do is you can go to elections.my.na, and you will then have options to go to either presidential or National Assembly elections to follow what is happening at the moment.
Yes, and very interesting. There's a lot of maps you can go into to see more detailed results for both the presidential elections and the National Assembly elections. And just to tell you, so it's very early days, 5 constituencies included in those results we've already shown you. That is 2 from Karas region, Naminus and Keetmanshoop urban, 2 from Irongo, that's Daures and Omaruru, and from Kavango West, the results for the Kapaku constituency. Stay tuned, and we're going to take another ad break. Welcome back, and we've got Jo Marie back in studio with some more visual material showing you exactly what is happening in Namibia.
Yes, our first clip comes from Otis Fink, and it shows party officials that inspect EVM seals and returning officers removing machines from cases at the tabulation center at the Mundesa Multi-Purpose Center in Swakopmund. In our next clip, Yebima Bekes interviews an official representing the Keetmanshoop urban constituency.
Meneer Blootstaan. Hoe gaan het? Hoe vordert die tellerij?
Die tellerij is alright. Ons heeft toch geen problemen opgeteld bij die tellerij.
Wat er kiesafdeling verteenwoordig u?
Ik verteenwoordig die Keetmanshoop urban constituency.
Hoe denkt u, wanneer zal de ambtelijke uitslag die ICN hoofdkantoor bereiken?
Ons is nou bezig om die data, de capture, als ook om te verifiëren. En na dit zal ons die uitslag doorsturen. Tegen 11 uur kan dit die eerste verslag doorgaan. En dan zal ICN dit van zijn kant af verifiëren. En als daar iets probleem daarop duikt, zal hulle dit naar ons toe terugsturen. Maar zoals ik dit kijk, is ons in die kon.
Meneer Blootstaan, julle het verskeie ervarings gister ervaar, masjiene wat kort afgeslaan het, batterye wat moes vervang word ensovoorts. Het julle hierdie uitdagings ondersoek en kan u vir my net 'n prentjie skets oor hoe dit verloop het?
Ons het nie juist tegnische problemen ondervind nie. Ons was samen met die technische mannen betrokken. Die VVD's waarmee gescand wordt, het pap geraakt, maar ons is verteld dat het gekoppeld wordt en weer om de koppel kan hij nog aan de gang gewerkt.
Okay. By die biblioteek byvoorbeeld was die krag vir 'n geruime tyd af. Hoe het dit die proses affekteer?
Die kracht van die bibliotheek was van die begin af niet daar nie. Dit was zwak. Maar met de hulp van ICN heeft ons kabels aangevraagd wat daar was bij die ICN container. En voor die som ondergaan heeft ons die kabels aan de gang gezet. Voor dit heel donker raakt, heeft ons binnen in die boes gloeilampjes gehad. En die versterking heeft gekomen zodat ons toch die hele area kon belichten.
Baie dankie meneer Blootstaan.
Dat is een plezier.
Meneer,
Jana Marie Smith sent us this photograph from Otjiwarongo. That was just before 8 last night, and I'm sure the beautiful cloud cover there helped to ease people's nerves in the polling queues over there. Then we also have a video. It was also sent by Jana Marie from Otjiwarongo, and it was taken just before 8 o'clock last night. We received this video. It was taken at the Baines Shopping Centre in Pioneers Park in Windhoek at around 6 o'clock last night, and it shows how incredibly busy it was at that stage. Donnie and Toivo, that's all I have for you for now.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Already on the line, we are going live via Skype all the way to Keetmanshoop. Good morning, Jemima Bekes.
Good morning, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning, Jemima. Loud and clear. What is going on in Keetmanshoop?
Good morning, Danny. There's a piece that has descended on the town. I'm not sure if it is because of the results. People are going about daily chores. No celebration yet. People are, like I said, yeah, people are just going about. People are going to work. People are just at home. Yeah. Streets are quiet.
Jemima, we've seen in some of the results posted at the polling stations, it seems that Mr. Bernardus Swartboy of the Landless People's Movement did get some good results in the south. What is your take overall?
Bernardus has made a clean sweep in Keetmanshoop constituency, and it looks like the trend that other areas region. What I pick up from people is that they've expected him to do well, but they did not expect the clean sweep. Some people are still somehow shocked. They don't know how to receive this. Some of them, people are obviously very confident that this translates to development for them in the region. Some young people have said they now have faith that with the critical unemployment rate going on here, some people believe that with these fees, they will see employment creation.
Jemima, just your observation. Of course, what we have seen so far is LPM or Bernardus Swartboy taking a lead in Keetmans in particular, but further south in places like Ludretz and Oranjemund, are we anticipating a replication of what we've seen in Keetmans, or is that likely to change?
Some preliminary results that I've seen show that Dr. Itula, the independent candidate, has taken the lead in areas such as Ludretz, Oranjemund, Noordhoever, and some border posts like Play. And Swapa has done relatively better than LPM and PTM in these areas.
Thank you very much, Jemima, and travel safely on your way back to the capital. Yes, that was Jemima Bekes reporting from Keetmanshoop. Things are continuing to get interesting, Toivo, and we've got a long day ahead of us, and I think it's going just to get more interesting.
It's going to get interesting, Danny. You see, what we are seeing now again is similar to what we saw in the special votes 2 weeks ago, that somehow the trends that we observed in that special election is again emerging in this election so far. LPM in particular, we know they did very well in the south, and that is likely to continue. That is their stronghold. Whether they will make inroads elsewhere will remain to be seen as the day goes.
Thank you, Toivo. Stay tuned to Namibia Media Holdings live broadcast elections 2019, and we're going to take a break.